Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly general timeless reading. These are general readings, so if they don't resonate, that's perfectly fine. Please do not force it to fit. Also, if you are new to tarot, even if you're not new to tarot, I highly recommend checking out the video I created for how to interpret tarot as a viewer. There's a lot of comments in the comments down below about major arcana cards, always representing that zodiac sign, which is not the case. Energies not being reversed when they can be reversed, masculine versus feminine energy. Watching that video will really clear up a lot of confusion about how to interpret these videos. So even if you've been watching them for a while, it's a 12-minute video. Please check it out. It will bring a lot of clarity, okay? So go ahead and check that out. And let's get into it. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, I am a master Reiki practitioner. I work with clients all over the globe. If you want to become a Patreon, those readings are very specific because I'm tapping into just the Patreon collective and not the entire collective. Okay, Aries? So let's see what's going on with you guys. I do want to use Marchetti Tarot. This is specifically on Sarah Marchetti's website, okay? All the tarot decks I use are going to be linked down below in the description box. Please give the video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and I'd greatly appreciate it. The Knight of Swords decided to be face up for some reason. But let's see what's going on, Aries. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Show me some keys in my Aries, please, Spirit. Show me balloons, like birthday balloons. Okay, they actually corrected me. They said baby shower. Baby shower balloons. So I don't know if somebody in your family, that's for somebody specific, either you or somebody that you know having a baby shower or a celebration for a baby shower. Ten of Swords in reverse. I actually really like that. I do like that. It feels like you're at the very end of closing out that cycle. Hasn't closed out yet. Five of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse, and a King of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, Nine of Wands. Okay, yeah. Hierophant. You guys are flying out today. Okay, any final messages? I almost want to say Sagittarius. Some of you might be dealing with a Sag. Any final messages for Aries, please? There's that Knight of Swords again. Okay. So Knight of Swords definitely wants to come out. So you might be embodying a lot of Gemini energy, because you can embody any energy, guys. You don't always have to be in Aries energy. You can definitely embody other zodiac signs, okay? So I do think that you're the Knight of Swords. It did want to be upright when we were shuffling the deck to begin with, and now it came out as the last card. So Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. I do think you're very determined to close out the cycle, especially with the Five of Wands energy attached to the Ten of Wands. I mean, the Ten of Swords, a lot of Sag energy. Ten of Wands is a Sagittarius energies, and the fact I just said that as well. And then we have the Nine of Wands, which is more Sagittarius energy. Five of Wands, Leo energy. Ten of Swords, Gemini energy. So a lot of Gemini, a lot of Sag on the board, okay? Ten of Swords, you're very close to cutting out, almost said cutting out, closing out the cycle. With the Five of Wands though, it's getting a little more difficult for you to exert this determination kind of energy, which is why you're embodying this Knight of Swords. It's kind of like, I'm not going to give up, I'm not going to give up. And that's the same energy with the Nine of Wands. That's a wounded warrior card. That's someone who is getting tired, but they're kind of like, I know I have one more before the 10, because the 9's right before the 10, right? Nine of Swords is the wounded warrior card. It's someone who's exhausted. They've been through it, right? Five of Wands in reverse is a lot of drama. It is a lot of conflict, but it's also very determined energy. You're getting overwhelmed. You're not giving up though. Very determined. I like this though. I do like this. This cycle feels very internal though. It feels inner conflict. It doesn't feel external environment. It's probably playing out externally because your internal world reflects externally. So that's like perfect example. You know when you're really stressed out about things going on within you and you start lashing out at other people. That's what I mean by reflecting externally. So let's say you're really stressed out with work, but then you bring that home with you and you start fighting with your partner and you're like, well, my partner really pissed me off. Is it really your partner, or is it the fact that you're really stressed about a deadline at work and it created you to be more, a little hangry at home, and then you started fighting with your partner about something that was really petty? You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that domino effect. So if you think it's really your external environment, this feels more internal. It's something else that's being triggered and creating that domino effect externally. But it's very, it's it's a lesson though. You're really closing out a very heavy karmic cycle with the Hierophant. That's a lot of spirituality. This is lessons. This is contracts. It's probably a soul contract. Soul contracts don't have to include another person. It does feel very within you, very singular. Some of you, it does include another person, but it's like you have a contract within you that your soul needs to complete, but they're just a piece to the puzzle, pretty much. They're just a player in that game. They're just a player in that game. It's not with them. They're just a piece to your puzzle. It's kind of like they're a pawn, pretty much. I do like it though. I like that you're closing it out. King of Pentacles, and okay, here's the pawn. They literally said this is the pawn. As soon as I touch this, they're the pawn. King of Pentacles, okay, they're not a trustworthy person with this, with the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Sagittarius, a lot of Sag energy, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Okay, Hierophant, Taurus energy. Pawn, 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 pawn. They just keep connecting the dots as I hold the cards up. King of Pentacles. I'm not a fan of their energy here. It's not that they're a bad person at all, but the role that they're playing, they're triggering part of your shadow. So again, it's not that they're a bad person, but I don't think that your personalities clash really well together at all. You both trigger each other's shadow, which is why you have a Ten of Swords with them. A painful dynamic with them. It's this energy of you don't make me feel stable and I don't make you feel stable. You might even trigger this sense of insecurity within one another. And in turn, it's almost like under the table kind of jabs at each other. It's like, if this is a friendship, it's almost like you consider each other friends, but it's kind of like that friendship where you're always competing with one another. It does feel like that. Like you're always, in a sense, always competing. It's like, I really love you, but I always feel it's, you trigger inadequacy in one another. It does feel like that. It does feel like that. But that was the point of the connection, to overcome that, okay? So you're getting there though, which I do like. So what do I want to use for clarifiers? Let's use spellcasters. Again, all the tarot decks I use are going to be linked down below in the description box for you guys. I'll make sure I have all these cards. Okay. Show me what I need to see for Aries. Let's look at you. I want to look at the Knight of Swords here. Because it's almost like you're taking action, but you're being very observant during this time. Again, these are timeless readings, so whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. Okay. Whoop. You don't want to shuffle, huh? Here we go. Why is the Knight of Swords? I keep wanting to say Sagittarius. I really do. Why is the Knight of Swords here for Aries, please, Spirit? Why is the Knight of Swords here for Aries? Some of you are definitely dealing with the Sag, because you got not only a lot of Sagittarius energy, but that energy is pulling on me very hard. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Or somebody's just embodying that very dominant, free-flowing Sagittarius, rebellious energy. Which isn't bad. I actually really love Sagittarius energy. It's a very fun energy to be in. Every energy is fun to be in as long as it's not in a shadow, to be honest. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Okay. Six of Cups. Yeah, you're dealing with the soulmate connection. It's Six of Cups in reverse. Scorpio energy. Eight of Cups in reverse. Between the 6 and the 8 is a 2 of Cups. So you could be dealing with a very deep soul connection. But the emotional, yep, there's a 10 of Swords in reverse. Gemini energy. So you have the 10 of Swords in reverse twice. So with the 6 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 6 of Cups is Scorpio, 8 of Cups, Pisces, 10 of Swords in reverse, more Gemini energy. Between the 6 and the 8 is a 2 of Cups energy. So you have double soulmate energy going on here. This is definitely a past life connection. You're closing out a massive karmic cycle. But the emotional disconnect that's going on with the 8 of Cups energy is what's delaying this from closing out. Because look at what we got going on in the overall spread. There's no cups. No cups. So with the 8 of Cups in reverse, That's indicative of a massive emotional disconnect, which is what's stopping this Ten of Swords from closing out, right? Nobody wants to talk about the emotional aspect here. Okay, well, I don't want to address that you're hurting me emotionally, you're making me feel inadequate. I don't want to address that you're triggering my shadow, that you're triggering parts of me that I don't want to look at, and I'm doing the same to you. Nobody's discussing this, right? Nobody's discussing the pain that's here, and that's because the ego's getting in the way. And it's like, well, you're not causing this. They don't have that power over me to cause this. That's not what it is. That's not what it's, no, that can't be it. It's kind of like that. It's like, they're my friend. That's not really what's going on. We just always bust each other's chops. You know, it's kind of like that. But really, it's kind of under the table digs that do get at you, and nobody's really discussing this. Nobody's talking about it. Some of you, it's beyond that because it's a Ten of Swords. It's very painful, and it's enhancing this limiting self-belief of not feeling good enough. Let's look at the Ten of Swords. I want to see what, okay, that was quick. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. You're so close to closing out the cycle. It has to do with communication, though. Nobody's talking about it. Jupiter, Sagittarius energy. More Sagittarius energy. With the Wheel of Fortune. This is indicative of changes, and you have two tens here. So, the Wheel of Fortune is 10 in tarot, as well as the Ten of Swords. So a lot of cyclic energy. You have 10, another 10. With the Wheel of Fortune, 2 Ten of Swords. And you have 2 5s with the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands. Let's get another on the Ten of Swords. Yeah, Pages, okay, yeah, there's no communication about this. Page of Swords in reverse. Everybody's holding in what they really think here. Everybody's holding it in. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's actually speaking their truth. Oh, I'm fine. No, it doesn't bother me. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep things how they are. How's that going for you? Yep. Totally ignoring the higher self. With Judgment there, Pluto, Scorpio energy, completely ignoring the higher self, and that's why things aren't moving forward with this connection. This connection is supposed to move into a brand new cycle. I'm not saying that you two are supposed to part ways whatsoever, because I don't think you are. I think this connection is trying to take a new form, a completely new dynamic, and it can't because nobody's actually confronting the current dynamic. Nobody's confronting that the current dynamic is toxic and painful. The way you two communicate, or the lack of honest communication, transparent communication, is toxic and hurtful. Let's look at the 5 of Wands. Let's look at this drama that's very internal, that's not being addressed here. Yep, 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups in reverse, and Magician. Okay, so we got someone who's a little emotionally manipulative in this dynamic. It's a very stable connection. Very stable connection. We got 10 of Pentacles, Virgo energy on the 5 of Wands, that Leo energy, but there's some drama that's kind of swept under the rug. You have a very stable connection surrounded with some underlying drama that leaves somebody feeling very emotionally manipulated and emotionally unfulfilled. 5 of Cups, Scorpio, and the Magician in reverse is my master manipulator. That's someone who's really good at trying to manipulate someone's emotions with the 5 of Cups to get their way. So I do feel that this is what you guys do to each other. I think you guys do this back and forth, and that's kind of how this dynamic is. It's kind of like, well, we went to the movies last week for you, so why can't we do this for me? And it's almost, and it's a valid point, but it's the way you guys deliver these kind of messages to each other are passive aggressive and manipulative like crazy. It feels like two teenagers. It feels like two teenagers playing a game. It does. And it's time to raise that frequency from teenager to adult, from immature to maturity. And you're both ready for it. It's just a matter of, yeah, there we go. There it is. I was waiting for it. Capricorn energy with the Devil, 9 of Wands and the Devil energy. Some of you, this just feels like a friendship. It really just it feels like a friendship. It's just kind of like, oh my gosh, can we grow up? Can we grow up already? I'm tired of the silly petty bickering that we do all the time. And I think you're both in this. I think you're both fed up and ready to drop the toxic patterns that you do have with each other. Because I don't feel that you guys are codependent. I just feel that you have a really good connection. You're just kind of like, I'm tired of being the mommy and then not being the mommy. And then I'm tired of being best friends and then wanting to slap my best friend in the face because they're manipulative one second and then they're a great friend the next second. I don't think I've ever had a reading where it feels so strongly just like a friendship. It really feels like just like friends. Yeah, there's a King of Wands energy. I actually really like this. This is someone who's ready to take control of a situation, but still express a very passionate, a King of Wands is very passionate and loving, very creative, very playful, but they're ready to get rid of that manipulative tendency, because King of Wands can be very manipulative, and with the Devil there, they're ready to drop that tendency to be manipulative, because the King of Wands is also my master manipulator when they're in their shadow, when they're in reverse. So that's basically the secondary to the Magician in reverse. They're ready to drop that energy. They're really ready for that. So check out this King of Pentacles. Let's see what's going on there. Ooh, good. My time's getting better. I'm trying not to make these super long. Let's look at the King of Pentacles. No, hot tamales. Come back here, child. Come back, return. We got the Nine of Swords in reverse, Gemini energy. No. King of Swords, and the Empress in reverse. Okay, I'm not mad about this. So, this King of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus energy, right? This energy of, it's almost like my way or the highway. They're getting to this place of understanding that, okay, maybe I haven't had any wiggle room. Maybe I do need to be open to receiving. They're realizing that this clearly wasn't working. This is what was creating all the stress, all the anxiety in this dynamic. They're understanding now that their feminine energy, their compassionate, their gentle energy is what's out of balance. Because as a King of Swords, that's someone who sees with a lot of clarity. That's someone who's very knowledgeable, someone who's very honest. It's someone who's able to communicate and make a plan. And it's someone who sees the truth, right? And they're seeing that in themselves right now. They're seeing that their feminine, their gentle side, their compassionate side hasn't really been present. And this does feel like both of you. I just think that we got two very masculine energies just butting heads. And there's this realization of, oh, we both need to kind of integrate our feminine energy a little bit more and be a little bit more gentle and receptive of one another's needs and kind of balance that out with each other. So let's look at Temperance, what's out of sync here. Yeah. This Knight of Swords energy is being blocked. This very aggressive, very go communication. This is you two going back and forth with each other. Remember this emotional detachment, this Ten of Swords energy. This, well, I'm talking at you, I'm not talking with you, the emotional disconnect of it's almost like you guys have been trying to fix it, but the emotional disconnect, this Eight of Cups energy, that's why it wasn't working. That's what was blocking this from being healed. Because that's what was clarifying this Knight of Swords. These three cards was clarifying this Knight of Swords energy. So there's your Knight of Swords, and it was being blocked because we have that emotional disconnect. With that emotional disconnect present, you can't heal the situation. You need to integrate that feminine energy, that very nurturing, loving, compassionate energy in order to heal the situation. So let's look at what this lesson is. I think it's honestly just to open up the heart space and be more compassionate, gentle with one another for this connection, no matter what kind of connection this is, whether it's a friend, family member, romantic companion. Page of Cups, opening the heart space. Yep. Page of Cups is my vulnerability card, and there's the World to close out the cycle. In order to close out the cycle, you got to open up the heart space. Very short, sweet, to the point. Capricorn energy, Saturn energy with the World card, Page of Cups, water energy. I love this. Aries, it's all about learning to tap more into that feminine energy, and to do so, it's just allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to express what you feel in a way that's not so, well, I feel as if you did X. No, it's not saying it like that. It's just saying, listen, I love our connection. I would like us to freely be able to express what we think and feel with ease and not have a need to be defensive about it. What are your thoughts on that? Like, feel completely comfortable speaking to your partner, your friend, your family member in that way. And not anticipate, well, I know if I say that, they're going to respond this way. When you have that thought process, that's your masculine energy. That's your ego. Knowing that they still have healing to do is fine. but it's knowing that regardless of their response, you're still going to work from this energy. Regardless of their response, you need to be able to work from this energy. Regardless, because you can only control you. One of you has to start this domino effect of the change. So regardless of how they're going to react, one of you has to do this. So one of you needs to put that ego aside and step into this feminine energy. Okay? Because once one of you does allow yourself to be vulnerable and tap into this very feminine energy, the other's going to follow. And that's what's going to create this balance, the temperance. Okay? Aries, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want your own personal reading, you can book it down below. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.